but I think we can continue chanting until 7:15. I can get ready in 5 minutes and walk down to the temple. So we will continue chanting until 7:15. So let's read couple of lines. After giving this dowry as described, the king of the Kushal province bade his daughter and great son-in-law be seated on a chariot. He allowed them to go to their home, guarded by a division of well-equipped soldiers. When they were traveling fast to the new home, his heart became enlivened with affection for them. So now we will continue. Before this marriage of Satya with Krishna, there had been many competitive engagement with the bulls of King Nagnajit and many other princes of the Yadu dynasty and of other dynasties as well had tried to win the hand of Satya. When the frustrated princes of the other dynasties heard that Krishna was successful in getting the hand of Satya by subduing the bulls, naturally they become envious. While Krishna was traveling to Dwarka, all the frustrated and defeated princes encircled him and began to shower their arrows on the bridal party. When they attacked Krishna's party and threw arrows like incessant torrents of rain, Arjuna, the best friend of Krishna, took charge of this challenge. And he alone drove them up very easily to please his great friend Krishna on the occasion of his marriage. He immediately took up his bow of the name Gandiva and chased away all the princes, exactly as a lion drives away all other small animals simply by chasing them. Arjuna drove away all the princes without killing even one of them. After this, the chief of the Yadu dynasty, Lord Sri Krishna, along with his newly married wife and a huge dowry, entered the city of Dwarka with great pomp. Krishna then lived there with his wife very peacefully. So we can see that the Arjuna has so much strength as long as he has the company of Krishna. And I think we see when Krishna departed from this world, the same Arjuna felt that he has no strength. And he just dwelled, how was it possible that I was able to fight like that? So we can see just by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, only those strength come. We should never take the pride. By their blessings only we will be able to do something good. Otherwise, what ability do we have? So Arjuna is actually, when Krishna departed, he is relaying this message to us that I feel so weak. So Krishna had another aunt, his father's sister, whom name was Shrutakirti, and who was married and lived in the Kekaya province. She had a daughter whose name was Bhadra. And Bhadra also wanted to marry Krishna. And her brother handed her over to him unconditionally. Krishna also accepted her as his bona fide wife. Therefore, Krishna married a daughter of the king of the Madras province, and her name was Lakshman. Lakshman had all good qualities. She was also forcibly married by Krishna, who took her in the same way that Garuda snatched the jar of nectar from the hand of demons. Krishna kidnapped this girl in the presence of many other princes in the assembly of her Swayamvar. Swayamvar is a ceremony in which the bride can select her own husband from an assembly of many princes. The descriptions of Krishna's marriage with the five girls mentioned in this chapter is not sufficient. He had many other thousands of wives beside them. The other thousands of wives were accepted by Krishna after killing one demon named Bhaumasura. All those thousands of girls were held captive in the palace of Bhaumasura, and Krishna released them and also married with them. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purport of the second volume, third chapter of Krishna, titled Five Queens Married to Krishna. So the fourth chapter we will begin, Deliverance of the Demon Bhaumasura. The story of Bhaumasura, how he kidnapped and made captive 16,000 princes by collecting them from the palaces of various kings, and how he was killed by Krishna, the Supreme Lord of wonderful character, is all described by Sukadeva Goswami to King Parikshit in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So generally the demons are always against the demigods, and this particular demon, Bhaumasura, having become very powerful, took by force the umbrella from the throne of the demigod Varuna. He also took the earring of Aditi, the mother of the demigods. And he conquered a portion of heavenly Mount Meru and occupied the portion which was known as Mani Parvat. The king of the heavenly planet Indra therefore came to Dwarka to complain about Bhaumasura before Lord Sri Krishna. So demigods, they knows it when they are in trouble, whom to approach. They don't make any mistakes. They knows where to take a shelter. Hearing this complaint by Indra, the king of the heaven, Lord Krishna, accompanied by his wife Satyabhama, immediately started for the abode of Bhaumasura. Both of them rode on the back of Garuda, who flew them to Pragya Jyotispura, the capital city of Bhaumasura. It was not a very easy task to enter into the city of Prajyotispura because it was very well fortified. First of all, there were four formidable forts guarding the four directions of the city, and it was well protected on all sides by formidable military strength. The next boundary was a water canal all around the city. And in addition, the whole city was surrounded with electric wires. Haribol. The next fortification was of anila, a gaseous substance. Who can penetrate this thing? After this, there was a network of barbed wiring constructed by a demon of the name Mura. It appeared that the city was well protected even in terms of today's scientific advancement. So electricity was there at that time, Haribol. When Krishna arrived, he broke all the forts to pieces by the stroke of his club, and the military strength scattered here and there by the constant onslaught of the arrows of Krishna. With the celebrated Sudarshan Chakra, he counteracted the electrified boundary, the channels of water, and the gaseous boundary were made all null and white. Haribo. And he cut to pieces the electrified network fabricated by the demon Mura. By the vibration of his conch shell, he not only broke the heart of a great fighters, but also the fighting machines which were there. Similarly, the walls around the city were broken by his invisible club, invincible club. The vibration of his conch shell sounded like the thunderbolt at the time of the dissolutions of the whole cosmic situations. The demon Mura heard the vibration of the conch shell, awakened from his sleep, and personally came out to see what had happened. He had 5 heads and had long been living within the water. The Mura demon was as brilliant as the sun at the time of the dissolutions of the cosmic manifestation, and his temper was like blazing fire. The effulgence of his body was so dazzling that it was difficult to see him with open eyes. And when he came out, he first of all took out his trident and began to rush the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The onslaught of the demon Mura was like a big snake attacking Garuda. His angry mood was very severe, and he appeared ready to devour the 3 worlds. First of all, he attacked the carrier of Krishna Garuda by whirling his trident, and he began to vibrate sounds through his 5 faces like the roaring of a lion. The roaring, produced by the vibration of his mouth, spread all over the atmosphere until it extended not only all over the world, but also into the outer space, up and down and out to the 10 directions. In this way, the sound was rumbling throughout the whole universe. So Lord Krishna saw that the trident of the Mura demon was gradually rushing toward his carrier Garuda. So Krishna immediately, by trick of his hand, he took 2 arrows and threw them toward the trident, cutting it to the pieces. Simultaneously using many arrows, he pierced the mouth of the demon Mura. And when he saw himself outmaneuvered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Mura demon immediately began to strike him with great anger with his club. But Lord Krishna, with his own club, broke the club of Mura to pieces before it could reach him. The demon, bereft of his weapon, decided to attack Krishna with his strong arms. But by the aid of his Sudarshan Chakra, Krishna immediately separated the demon's 5 hands from his body. The demon then fell into the water, just as the peak of a mountain falls into the ocean after being struck by the thunderbolt of Indra. So this demon Mura had 7 sons, great dynasty, named Tamra, Antriksha, Shravan, Vibhavashu, Vasu, Nabhaswan, and Aruna. All of them became puffed up and vengeful because of the death of their father. And in order to retaliate, they prepared in great anger to fight with Krishna. So they equipped themselves with necessary weapons and situated Pitha, another demon, to act as commander in battle. By the order of Bhaumasura, all of them combinedly attacked Krishna. And when they came before Lord Krishna, they began to shower him with many kinds of weapons like swords, clubs, lances, arrows, and tridents. But they did not know that the strength of the Supreme Personality Godhead is unlimited and invincible. Krishna, with his arrows, cut all the weapon of the man of Bhaumasura into pieces like a grains. Krishna then threw his weapons, and Bhaumasura's commander-in-chief Pitha, along with his assistants, fell down, their military dress cut off, and their heads, legs, arms, and thighs severed. All of them were sent to the superintendent of death, Yamraj. So Bhaumasura was also known as Narakasur, for he happened to be the son of the earth personified. So when he saw that all his soldiers, commander, and fighters were killed on the battlefield by the stroke of the weapon of the personality of Godhead, he became accidentally angry at the Lord. And he then came out of the city with a great number of elephants who had all been born, who, no, who had all been born and brought up on the seashore. All of them were highly intoxicated, and when they came out, they saw the Lord Krishna and his wife were beautifully situated high in outer space, just like a blackish cloud above the sun, glittering with the light of electricity. The demon Bhaumasura immediately released a weapon called Satagni, by which he could kill hundreds of warriors with one stroke. And simultaneously, all his assistants also threw their respective weapon at the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Lord Krishna began to counteract all these weapons by releasing his feather arrows. The result of this fight was that all the soldiers and commanders of Bhaumasura fell to the ground, their arms, legs, and heads separated from their trunks. And all their horses and elephants also fell with them. And in this way, all the weapons released by Bhaumasura were cut to pieces by the reactions of the Lord's arrows. So the Lord was fighting on the back of Garuda, and Garuda was also helping the Lord by striking the horses and the elephants with his wings and scratching their heads with his nails and sharpened beak. The elephants were feeling much pain by Garuda's attack on them, and they were all dispersing from the battlefield. Bhaumasura alone remained on the battlefield, and he engaged himself in fighting with Krishna. He saw that Krishna's carrier Garuda was causing great disturbance to his soldiers and elephants, and in great anger he struck Garuda with all his strength, which defied the strength of the thunderbolt. Fortunately, Garuda was not an ordinary bird, and he felt the stroke given by Bhaumasura just as a great elephant feels the impact of the garlands of flowers. So, Bhaumasura thus came to see that none of his tricks would act upon Krishna, and he became aware that all his attempt to kill Krishna would be frustrated. Yet he attempted for the last time, taking a trident in his hand to strike him. Krishna was so dexterous that before Bhaumasura could touch his trident, his head was cut off by the sharp Sudarshan chakra. His head, illuminated by earring and helmets, fell down on the battlefield. And on the occasion of Bhaumasura's being killed by Lord Sri Krishna, all the demons' relatives began to scream in disappointment. And the saintly persons began to glorify the wonderful activities of the Lord. Taking this opportunity, the denizens of the heavenly planets, what they do? Always begin to shower flowers on the Lord. So at this time, the earth personified appeared before Lord Sri Krishna and greeted him with a garland of Vaijayanti jewels. She also returned the dazzling earring of Aditi, bedecked with jewels and gold. She also returned the umbrella of Varuna, along with another valuable jewel, which she presented to Krishna. And after this, the earth personified began to offer her prayer to Krishna, the Supreme Personality and Master of the world, who is always worshipped by very exalted demigods. So she fell down in obeisances and in great devotional ecstasy began to speak as follows. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the Lord, who is always present with four kinds of symbols, namely his conch shell, disc, lotus, and club, and who is the Lord of all demigods. Please accept my respectful obeisances unto you. My dear Lord, you are the super soul, and in order to satisfy the aspiration of your devotees, you descend on the earth in your various transcendental incarnations, which are just appropriate to the devotees' worshipful desire. Kindly accept my respectful obeisances. She continued, My dear Lord, the lotus flower is grown out of your navel, and you are always decorated with a garland of lotus flowers. Your eyes are always spread like the petals of the lotus flower, and therefore they are all pleasing to the eyes of others. Your lotus feet are so soft and delicate that they are always worshipped by your unalloyed devotees, and they pacify the lotus-like hearts. I therefore repeatedly offer my respectful obeisances unto you. She continued this prayer long, like a muchukunda. Haribol. You possesses all kind of religious fame, property, knowledge, and renunciation. You are the shelter of all five opulences. Although you are all-pervading, you have nevertheless appeared as the son of Vasudeva. Please, therefore, accept my respectful obeisances. You are the original Supreme Personality Godhead and the supreme cause of all causes. Only your Lordship is the reservoir of all knowledge. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Personally, you are unbound. Still, you are the Father of the whole cosmic manifestation. You are the reservoir and shelter of all kind of energies. The manifestive appearance of this world is caused by you, and you are both the cause and effect of this cosmic manifestation. Please, therefore, accept my respectful obeisances. How many times did she already offer the obeisances? And she continued, my dear Lord, as for the three gods, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, they are also not independent of you. When there is necessity of creating these cosmic manifestations, you create your passionate appearance of Brahma. And when you want to maintain this cosmic manifestation, you expand yourself as Lord Vishnu, the reservoir of all goodness. Similarly, you appear as Lord Shiva, master of the modes of ignorance, and thus dissolve the whole creation. Your transcendental position is always maintained in spite of creating these three modes of material nature. You are never entangled like the ordinary living entities with these three modes of material nature. So I think the time has come that we should stop. The devotee may have to perform their daily routine activities so they can live, and the devotees who wants to stay to chant until 7:15, they are most welcome to do. So with those narration of the Krishna's wonderful pastime, we can dwell during the day and constantly remembering the Krishna. With those thoughts, we should always feel joyful and happy that somehow or other, by some good fortune, by mercy of some Vaishnavas, we have come very close to Krishna and Guru. So if we remain steadfast in our practice, there is a great chance that we may be able to deliver our soul, which is rotten in this material world for many, many lives, since maybe the creation took place, who knows? So with this assurance that we are on the right path, let's maintain our determination to dedicate our life for the purpose that we have come in this material world, to re-establish our relationship with the divine couple. And with that thought, always remain happy, jubilant, and totally fearless. And whoever you come across, give them a kind word that their life can also become successful and with no fear in their life. So I want to offer my humble obeisances at the desk of these wonderful Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis who joined from Houston, Fresno, Connecticut, New Hampshire, Aurora, Illinois, New York, New Jersey, Virginia, Boston, Boise, Atlanta, Phoenix, Tempe, Austin, College Station, San Jose, Portland, Dallas, Detroit, Chicago, Naperville, Philadelphia, Charlotte, Baltimore, Baton Rouge, Alachua, Orlando, Sanford, Jacksonville, San Diego, Loganville, Georgia, Maine, Ottawa, New Orleans. Is there somebody from New Orleans that Prabhu used to join? But I haven't seen him for long. Toronto, Kolkata, New Delhi, and Pondicherry. Panchakalpataru bhasya kripa sindhu bhayavacha. Patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Thank you very much. So who would like to continue chanting for 15 minutes? Two devotees, because I think it would be nice. Somehow or other today I have a little bit some that I have to attend the nature's call again. So who would be the devotee who will lead for 17, 18 minutes? So I think, yeah, two devotees should lead one after another. There are 45 great warriors is here. Who is going to lead now? Please unmute your phone because I need to attend my call. I don't know why I'll have to go today a couple of times. Haribol, anybody?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.